no, that's ugh,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yep.
that's grimy.
Yep.
What I did was I engaged with them as a human being.
Yep.
And then my content started showing up on their page. And I like to call it advertising in front of. I'm not advertising at. I'm not marketing at. I'm advertising in front of.
I like it.
Because they see that I just sold a house, that I'm at an open house, and that I'm at a wrestling tournament, and then, it was daddy-daughter date night. And like they see that I'm human, but I also do something that they might need help with. And organically, it is causing people to reach out and ask me for help within the industry.
Welcome to the Whissel Way Podcast. I am your host, Bryan Koci, Director of Marketing here at Whissel Realty Group, and today I'm joined by Mike Proctor. Hello, Mike.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mike Proctor. I'm an agent here on the team.
And so Mike has been with us for 4 years. He's been a top producing agent for at least 3 of those, probably, at least.
I wasn't in production for...
That's true. That's true.
2 of them.
Yeah. So, Mike was our sales manager, transitioned back into sales, and last year fucking crushed. I always enjoy talking with Mike because we get to talk about the sales skills that he's so phenomenal at. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that today. We're going to be talking about something that I think every one of us can be better at. And also kind of a fairly easy way to do it. So prospecting.
Yeah.
When people hear that word, usually they don't change the channel.
Run away.
Yep. They get a little nervous. They feel it in their gut. They get a little sweaty. But we're talking about social media prospecting today. Easy. So we're going to go into what Mike does, how he uses his social media to really engage with his sphere, to get the people that already know, like, and trust him to just use him to do deals. So we're going to be talking about that today. If you guys like what you hear, I ask you if you can subscribe, like, share our channel, whether you're listening to this on our podcast, watching it on our YouTube channel, seeing it in our Facebook group. You can find all that information at thewhisselway.com. There's also a couple extra things you can find there. You can join our referral network. This is not a exclusive referral network. People leave California more than they come to California, it seems. And so we need places to send them. And so you can sign up for our referral network there. You can also learn more about our Media Mayor Mastermind course. This is the course that Kyle and I have broken down exactly step by step what we do to make Kyle a visible force in the community. Someone that people can know, they can get to know, they can like, they can get to trust as a trusted resource, which then it seamlessly transfers over to, hey, if I need someone to help me buy or sell, or I know someone that's talking about buying or selling, it's an easy reference to, hey, I know this guy, I've watched every one of his episodes. He did a video on my cousin's restaurant. So that's called the Media Mayor Mastermind. And one other thing you can do on thewhisselway.com is, if you have a question that you would like to be answered on the show, there's literally a question box. Fill it out. It comes directly to me. And if it's a question that we haven't answered before, we want to answer it. If you have the question, other people do too. So you can do all of that. And again, leave us a review if you can, like, share, comment. We appreciate that. Just like you want your clients to do that for you, you want your friends and family to do that for you. We'd appreciate it if you do it for us. Just a little, we're spending time to make this a little thank you back. We'd appreciate it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this.
Awesome.
I had steak and
meat and potatoes.
I had steak and twice baked potatoes last night at my mama's house. Let's talk about social media prospecting.
Okay.
And go.
And go. It's good. You should do it.
Thank you so much for watching the Whissel Way podcast. So what is your preferred platform?
I don't really have one.
Okay.
I transfer between Instagram and Facebook.
Cool.
Pretty fluidly. So earlier you had pointed out that I was the sales manager here for a little over 2 years, and coming back into production, shifting from not doing production into doing production, I had lost contact with all my sphere. I had right, like
Mm-hmm.
they knew I was still around because I was posting like wrestling team pictures and like me and the kids, that kind of stuff. But they weren't seeing just sold, they weren't seeing just listed, right? I was no longer advertising on my social platform.
Yeah.
So when I made the transition back into being an agent full time, I knew that I needed to get back in contact with my sphere, but I also knew what it felt like when I got those messages from my friends or acquaintances from high school that just got into like that multi-level marketing campaign where they're like, where do you buy your laundry detergent?
Do you need knives? I have knives.
Right.
They're very sharp knives.
Totally. And it's like, we've all had those people reach out to us where we know the only reason they're connecting with us is because they want to get business from us.
God, it's so shitty.
It is.
So shitty.
And it really taints the relationship.
Yeah, you go, okay, cool. I'm a consumer that you're trying to sell a product to. We're not homies.
I'm no longer a person.
Yep.
Our background and history is irrelevant.
So what I hear you saying, one, before we even get to any tactics, is if you're listening to this right now, if you're watching this right now, and you have not done a good job on your social media telling people that you are a real estate agent, if you are the secret agent.
Yeah, that's what Kyle likes to call them.
Yeah, it's not too late. You transitioned, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, so this isn't a story about Mike getting on Facebook when it was called the Facebook, or like, when I transitioned, I used the MySpace. No, this happened in this century,
right?
In this decade, in the last couple years, these tactics took you from doing 0 deals when you were the sales manager to, what'd you do last year?
52, almost 40 million in
okay.
production.
So kind of decent from 0 to 52 from a year of not talking about real estate to your sphere at all.
Right.
And we should have started with that. That's way more powerful than, hey, this is Mike. So I love that.
I sell houses.
So how do you, and we're going to talk about how to do it without being an asshole.
Well, and that's the key, because these people mean something to me now. They've meant something to me in the past, right? They were kind of like, if they're in your phone, there was a point in time they were important enough for you to save them in your phone.
Yep.
You should be able to just go through your phone list and just pick one at random and have a phone call and just have a conversation with that person. And if you're not, maybe gauge who you're putting in your phone and not, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with social media. These people went to high school, junior high, elementary school. Like they're connected to me in some way. By and large, most of them are before I got into real estate. So they know me as a person, not me as a realtor.
Yeah.
So I knew that I could not reach out and just shit all over the rapport that we had from being a part of one another's lives.
Humans that were next to each other. Yeah.
Precisely. So what I've done and kind of my strategy now, and I do this literally every single day. This is part of my prospecting routine. I go into Facebook or I'll go into Instagram and I will go into my friends list and I'll pick 25 friends. And then I'll go through their news feed and I'll look for recent posts. I will like and comment on posts that are recent.
Yes. And this is important. I literally am walking through a process with our team. We're building a new Instagram channel. And I say, for those that like our stuff, let's go back and like their stuff. But I said, don't like anything that's been older than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
like
that's creepy.
Don't go and be like, cute dog posted 189 weeks ago. Like, yeah, the dog died 2 years ago, bro. Like, dude. So don't comment on anything. I had a benchmark of 3 weeks. 3 weeks. If it's longer than 3 weeks, go to the next person. Let's keep engaged with content. That's
the point, because I will acknowledge that this person is not utilizing social media, so they're probably not going to. This is not the medium I need to get in contact with them. But if they are posting once a week, couple times a week, right? Gym selfies, or the pictures of their food, picture of their dog, first day of school, these types of photos that people post from life.
Yeah.
I'm going to engage with those photos. By me engaging with those photos, they are then going to see my comment. They're going to see that I liked their photo. And my comment is usually going to be...
Wait, let me guess. Cute dog. You want to buy or sell real estate?
How did you... Did I comment that on yours?
You did it, yeah. But it was... I never had that dog. It was just a random dog I found on the street. And so it was awesome. Thought it was weird.
Yeah, so that's tactful. No, I'll put something on there like, oh my gosh, they're getting so big. Right? What school do they go to now? Like, I'll ask a question in my comment.
Yep.
Well, that usually gets a response.
And you're rebuilding that rapport.
And what happens is the algorithm now goes, Brian's talking to Mike, and Mike talked back to Brian. They must know each other really well. So I'm going to put his content on his page, his content on his page.
Yep.
Right? Because like we all have thousands of friends on these social media platforms, but we don't have all of our friends' content showing up on our page.
Correct.
The algorithm, you definitely know this much better than I do. I've just seen it work for me. So I've kind of, Neanderthaled my way through it.
Picture good. Give me picture.
Right. Yeah. Like, and then eventually you buy a house. And it's great. Yes. It's fucking beautiful. So, but as I engage with their content and they engage with my engagement, all of a sudden their stuff starts showing up on my page, on my news feed. So now I don't have to go search for them. Right. So if I take that book of 25 a day, and then the ones that engage with my engagement start engaging back, they organically start showing up on my news feed. And then from the content I put out, based upon the recommendation from Kyle, I use like a 4-to-1 ratio where it's like 4 personal posts to 1 business. That way I'm not just shoving real estate down their throat. But I also try to do like mixed posts where it's real estate, but it's also like funny or goofy, or because I'm a dad and dad jokes are my thing.
Me too.
Right. And I'm super goofy. So like my personality comes out. It's my personal, social media content. So I'm myself on there. And what happens is they start seeing me as the Mike that they knew, that they trusted, that they liked. But now I'm also a realtor. So I get DMs from my sphere because they're like, hey, I saw you just sold a house around the corner from me. We've been thinking about selling.
Yeah, that's and the compounding effect, right? So we're here in San Diego. Mike, did you always live in East County?
Pretty much.
Yeah. See, I born and raised, grew up in East County, San Diego. It's the east part of San Diego.
East County.
And it's, again, big part of my sphere is in East County. Like,
yep.
I go to Target guaranteed to see at least one person I know every single time.
Yep.
Guaranteed. If I'm wearing sweatpants, 3 or 4 people. Guaranteed. And so the worst... If I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get something from Target, I'm just like running out before I like get ready, or like at the end of the day I'm wearing sweatpants and like a whatever, it doesn't matter.
You're so funny.
Doesn't matter. But like this compounds, right? So now they're seeing you helped a buddy that you went to high school with sell his house, which was in East County. They live down the street because you guys all went to the same high school. And it's just like, not like, oh wow, Mike sells a lot of real estate. Like, no, Mike works with people like me and people like him and people that live where I live. And it just compounds on itself.
Right. And I didn't reach out in their DMs and be like, hey, are you looking to buy or sell a house? No, that's, right? Like, that's grimy.
Yep.
What I did was I engaged with them as a human being.
Yep.
And then my content started showing up on their page. And I like to call it advertising in front of. I'm not advertising at. I'm not marketing at. I'm advertising in front of.
I like it.
Because they see that I just sold a house, that I'm at an open house, and that I'm at a wrestling tournament, and then, it was daddy-daughter date night. And like they see that I'm human, but I also do something that they might need help with. And organically, it is causing people to reach out and ask me for help within the industry.
Ugh, that's
Now,
the worst.
Conversely, it's also getting their content to organically show up on my feed. So major life events are happening that are triggers for needing something in our industry, right? They just had a baby. Oh, congratulations. I'm so excited. You know, how's mama? And you get into this conversation about the baby, and naturally, quid pro quo, they're going to be like, well, how's everything on your end? And you'd be like, oh my gosh, the market's crazy. Work's been nuts. So blessed. I'm so excited I get to help people with real estate, but helping with the wrestling team, you know, just living the dream. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's right. You do real estate. With the baby, we might need to get a bigger place. It's like, hey, if you need me, I'm right here, right? And it's like this rekindling of this friendship that you once had for whatever reason that has kind of blossomed into this like, holy cow, I already trust you. I don't need to go look elsewhere. You've got me.
Yep.
And it's because their content now shows up on my page and their life events let me know, oh, this I need your help. Right?
So I want to ask you a tactical question.
Okay.
How do you choose your 25?
Top to bottom.
You just go into friends. How do you make sure you don't repeat them over and 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 over?
So it's blocks of 25 each day, and I keep going down. So I'll track like the last person I contacted.
Oh, okay.
And then the next day it starts from there and it goes down.
Easy.
It goes from there and goes
Easy.
down. Yeah.
Some other ways that I found that work well.
I'm sure there's way more
efficient ways. No, that's great because that way you're making sure you hit people. But after a while, you're like, scroll, load, scroll, load.
Totally.
You're like, fuck, I'll just talk to these people again. But some other ways I found worked well is looking at birthdays, but I don't like to hit them up on their birthday. Mm-hmm. Because if you go to someone's page on their birthday, it's going to be like, so-and-so and 107 others wish this person a happy birthday. Yep. So when you go into your friends list and look at birthdays, it'll tell you on Facebook, they have a birthday in 3 days. They have a birthday in 2 days. Yeah. They had a birthday last week, like whatever. It'll tell you kind of the range. So I'm like, well, that's a good way to hit people up, like before they get blown up. The other thing, and I don't know how Facebook
mention something on birthdays. Yeah. So I'll do that and I'll see that their birthday's coming up. I'll reach out and invite them to dinner.
My birthday is April 5th.
Okay. So
it's on Facebook.
Go to dinner. But
let's go. Right now?
This what I did from this social media strategy when I first converted into being an agent, I tried to book an appointment every single day of the week. It didn't have to do with real estate. I literally
appointment.
I reached out and I was like, holy shit, Bryan, you and I used to work at 24 Hour Fitness together. I haven't seen you, right? I haven't seen you in 15 years. Dude, I apologize. Work's been crazy busy. Life's been busy. But, dude, I was thinking about you. Let's go get a drink. I'd love to catch up. That DM would hit 15 inboxes a day.
I love that.
And all of a sudden, I had lunches. I had dinners. I had drinks. And it was such a beautiful thing because these people are cool. Like I like them.
God, I like that one so much.
And all of a sudden it started turning into, right? Because you're like, tell me what you've been doing. And they break down their lives thus far and then tell me what you've been doing. And it's like, oh my God,
no one's ever gonna you're not gonna take someone out to lunch and they're like, don't talk to me about your life. Like it's never gonna happen.
And it doesn't turn into a presentation.
Correct.
But it does tell them like, holy shit, this market's been crazy. And, you know, we were able to buy our first house because of this and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, and it just kind of moves on from that. But they got it.
Yeah.
They now know like, okay, you are the guy to go to for real estate.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you like, so when I first transitioned out, it was, I asked Kyle, I was like, hey, I need 30 days before like, I really hit the ground.
Yeah.
And for that 30 days is when I was booking appointments every single day. And from it was October, November, and December. I closed 14 transactions. And then that led into 2021 where I did 52. So like I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I am going to be out and about. Like,
hey, it was nice seeing you. I'll see you next year.
I did. I was like, every day I'm going to have a lunch date. Every day I'm going to have a dinner date. Every day I'm going to go have a drink with somebody. Literally every day I possibly can. And I said, I want you to understand that if you see me in this house, I'm not making us money. And she was like, all right, high five. My wife's a rock star. So she's like, go get him, tiger. Right? She's like, bring me home the leftovers. I'm like, sweet. So I did. And it was beautiful because I rekindled a bunch of relationships and friendships. And I identified a handful of people that are shitbags. And I don't want anything to do with them. So cool. Get out of my life. Right?
I ran into someone, this has nothing to do with this. I ran into someone that I knew in high school, and he was kind of a shithead there, but I was working at Best Buy, and he came in. And you know how, like, after high school, you run into people, and you're like, oh, we're best friends, because I knew you.
Because we're connected from high school.
And he was like, man, he wasn't great then, right? And he's like, yeah, gone through a lot of life, and, like, if I would have known then what I know now, I'm like, oh. It's like I would have got laid so much more.
Oh my God.
I would have partied so much harder. And I'm like, oh, I have to go. Yeah. This is a dumb conversation.
You're a 12-year-old and a 25-year-old.
Oh, it was horrible.
Right, see you later.
Anyway, we're just about time. I love the birthday thing. I love all of that we talked about. One more tiny tactical piece that I have. This is a little bit that I can add. If you go to your own Facebook profile, and you scroll down about halfway, or you scroll down a little bit, on the left, there's going to be a grid of like 9 to 12 friends of yours. I don't know how they select this. You can't do it on mobile. It's on desktop. I don't know how they select this. I don't know why these people pop up. I don't understand how often it updates. But I go there and I see like 12 to 15 people. I'm like, I know these people. Reaching out just that way, very simple. There's your list. It's going to tell you who to reach out to.
Oh, that's cool.
And I love what you're talking about with just, hey, can we go out to lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever.
Yep.
But if you, and again, you didn't have 100% success, right? People are busy, right?
Totally.
Like if you said, hey, you want to go out to dinner? I'm like, no, I can't. I've got the kids. I got to cook. Like there's too much, right?
Yep.
But still like super great. A different approach or another way to approach that is on Facebook, hit them up on Messenger, and just do a little video. I think it works. I think you can do 15 or 30 seconds, really quick, reminds them, oh yeah, I like that guy. Make a little joke. Hey, I was thinking about you. I saw, again, go to their Facebook profiles, see that they got married 3 months ago. I saw you got married 3 months ago. Congratulations. Looked beautiful. I was just thinking about you, wanted to reach out.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many times I've reached out to people when I'm just like, I wonder how so-and-so's doing. Pull out my phone, give them a call. Hey, how are you?
Dude, what are you up to?
Yeah,
right.
They're like, good, what's up? I'm like, nothing. I just thought of you.
Yeah.
So I called you. Or I sent you a message. Or I like, so again, those ways feel good as a human when you're doing them. They feel phenomenal as a human when you receive them.
Yeah.
They don't feel shitty. And again, we talked about this in our last podcast, which I don't know when these are going to come out. But your job is to help people.
Yeah.
Yes, you make money because of it, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Like you're not doing this for free. You don't have like
100%.
But you're doing this to help people. What are your goals? They can't do it by themselves. Let me help you do that.
Yes.
And as long as you come with that mindset of I want to help you. And again, I'm sure you have helped people. You say this is how you do it all by yourself. Do this. I'm sure you've had that conversation and they haven't used you and you're still cool, but you're not giving that information because you're like, I'll tell you the 7 steps to buying your first home. Step 1, hire me. God, if you do that, I'm not mad at you, but I hate it. So, we've done it. I just don't like it. But like, again, you're just being a human to a human, helping them achieve their goals in ways. I mean, I can't run plumbing or electrical. And so when I see Mike with Raceway Electric post stuff, I'm like, oh shit, I need to hit him up. Like, I'm not mad at him. I saw him at the summer concert. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good. I need to call you. I need to get my electrical panel tweaked.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think if you're listening to this, if you made it this far, you realize this is a super easy thing to do, really easy to add into your daily prospecting time. How long does it take you to hit up 25 people?
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It not very long.
Click. Next. Yep. And what I probably would do is I would open them all up in new tabs because Facebook takes a little bit to load. Tab. Have my 25 tabs. Comment. Delete the tab. Next. And that way I'm in a zone of just commenting next.
Interesting. I'm going to start doing that. I haven't done that yet.
Hold control and click on their profile. It'll open up in a new tab. Or command maybe in a Mac. I don't know what Macs do.
Okay.
So that is our time. Is there anything else you want to add before we go into our widget?
No, not at all.
I really like this one, Mike.
I think this was solid.
I think this is really good.
It's a cornerstone of what I do for my prospecting.
And God, again, we're not telling you to cold call.
Right.
We're not telling you to door knock. I think those are important things to do, but this is way easier, and it's probably going to be a lot more effective. So once you nail this down and you want to get more and more and more, cool. Let's expand our pillars. But this is easy.
Yeah,
this is easy. Also, on Instagram stories or Facebook stories, a lot of times they have built out messages that you can send people.
Yep.
Literally, they have a cute dog. It says, "So cute," smiley face.
Yeah.
Send. Let's go. You can do that 100 times in 4 seconds. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of The Whissel Way. If you guys enjoyed it, please let us know. Please thank Mike in the comments. He was gracious enough to take time out of his appointment setting days, this is post-lunch and pre-dinner, but probably happy hour time, that he wasn't meeting with clients, so that way he could share exactly what he does with you. If you found value, subscribe, like, share this with a friend, share this with a coworker, share this with your team or your brokerage. Share this with someone that you think could add value to them. Again, we in this industry, I think as a whole, really want to give back. We want to give back to our families. We want to give back to our clients. We want to give back to the agents. And Mike, you said this last episode, raise the bar for all of us. So please, if you enjoyed this, comment, share, leave a review. That's huge for us. As huge as it is for you getting a review from your clients, it's the same for us. We appreciate it massively. So thank you for that. Let's hop into this week's Whissel Widget of the Week. Our Whissel Widget of the Week is something that we use in our daily lives, saves us time, makes us more money, lets us have more fun. I apparently have used one app several times too many, but I love it a lot. The app is called Captions. It adds captions to your video. I found an alternative. Tom's shaking his head because now I added it for the 4th time. When we're having our international team, our team in the Philippines, edit some of our videos, add in captions, they don't have an iPhone because it's not as prevalent in other countries, and it's super, super expensive. 2, they don't have a lot of the apps that are available here in the United States. I don't know why, but it's not available in the Philippines, some of the big Android apps. And so we found a website called veed.io, veed.io. And this will allow you to, on a website, upload a video, add some captions, make it kind of unique. Pretty neat website. I think it's 15 or 18 or $20 a month. But it will allow you to burn in those captions, and that way we can go from there and then upload them to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, and have much more engaging videos because the words are up on the screen. So veed.io is my app.
Love it.
What is your widget, Mike?
My widget, in general, it's Audible. As much time as I spend in my car, I really enjoy reading, and I can't read as much as I'd like.
You're not supposed to read in the car.
No, it's frowned upon.
Because you get car sick.
Pulls you over for that. No, so I like to listen to a lot of books and podcasts while I'm driving around or waiting for the kids in line at school or whatnot. And there's a consistent book that I listen to, I'd say probably every 2, maybe 3 months. And it's Can't Hurt Me, the David Goggins story. And what I think is so powerful and impactful about this book in particular is it's read by David Goggins. And throughout the Audible book, they take breaks where it turns into kind of a podcast where they talk about and debrief the prior chapters, and it's David Goggins and his ghostwriter, his co-author, um, kind of like hashing out deeper into what he just talked about in the prior chapters. And it's more than just motivation. It's inspiration. It's education. It's taking a mirror and looking at yourself and truly seeing like what you're made of, and him showing you what you're capable of being. It's such a beautiful book, and it's so powerful. It's something that as a business owner, as an operator, as a father, as a productive member of society, I feel it really helps keep me grounded and focused on what's most important. So I would absolutely recommend that you put Can't Hurt Me, the David Goggins story, in your repertoire of reading or in your Audible, and listen to it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Thank you guys for watching this week's episode of the Whissel Way Podcast. We will see you next week.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.